Alright, so there is a room that you're thinking and considering of making over, but you don't know where to start. You don't know what to do first, and you don't know what kind of ideas you should go for. So what I like about going into room makeovers is the fact that I already know what kind of style I'm into. I already know my style. Yes, I know that's a lot of sugar, but it's just 3, moving right along. So I know that my style is more of modern bohemian with a bit of mid-century and Scandinavian feels. So I love the, plants and everything in my room. I love earthy tones, I love warm tones, neutral tones. Those are my color palettes and things that I like to go for. Just like my bedroom makeover, in case you missed that. But the modern aspect does come through when you look at my bathroom makeover. But however, when it comes to renovations, I'm trying to make sure that the permanent things that I put into a room, it's something that I know, should I ever want to sell my house, everybody would have that kind of taste in a bathroom or that kind of taste in a kitchen. We're going to go into your style. My style, I already shared it. If you don't know what your style is, it's not a train smash. What I honestly like to do is I like to go on Pinterest. You can go on Instagram, you can go on the internet, you can go on Pinterest, but my favorite is Pinterest.
One eternity later.
But anyways, while the sound is moving away from us, I'm gonna continue with, if you don't know what your style is, it's easy to just go on Pinterest. What I love about Pinterest is that you can just simply search home decor and you can just set up the algorithm to give you things about interior design. Things about interior design, and you can just go scrolling and seeing what you like. If you like something, just pin it into whatever you'd like to see it in. Your living room, your bedroom, your bathroom, your kitchen. What would you like that element to be in? So I'm gonna try and speak a bit louder so that you guys don't have to, hardly hear me when the mowing machine or whatever machine they call it comes by in this direction. So you can just go right ahead and save a few pictures that you like, styles that you like, and everything like that. And honestly, from saving the pictures, you can just go into that pin that you saved everything in, look at all the pictures. That will tell you what kind of style you're into, what kind of things you gravitate towards, or what kind of things you don't gravitate towards. And it's the easiest way to actually tell what your style is. Another way you can tell your style is that one of my favorite YouTubers that I like to watch is Mr. Kate. They have this link that you can click on and you can basically diagnose. They call it a diagnostic or whatever, diagnosing yourself with what kind of style you are. So now that you know your style and you're about to go into room makeover, you already know what room you want to make over. Now it's a matter of, instead of just thinking about what you can bring to the room, think about what the room lacks in. What do you want it to function as, and where is it lacking? What would you like to add to compensate for what it lacks in, and all that kind of stuff. So that's a good thing to actually think about, because sometimes when we think room makeover, we think brand new furniture from, let's say I'm working on my living room makeover. I think I should buy a new TV stand, a new TV, a new couch, a new everything. But actually there are elements that already work in the room. I just want to change a few things, tweak them, and make it more of my style. But it doesn't necessarily mean I have to buy brand new things. I just have to look at what works for me, what doesn't work for me. And at this moment, I feel like the space and the way everything is positioned does not work for me. So that's what I want to consider when I'm starting to go through the planning of my room makeover. So another point that you might want to go to is the fact that you need a budget. So you need to know how much are you willing to spend on a room. So it's also a matter of, once you have your budget, you can easily learn what can you upcycle, what can you give up, what can you buy that's new, or what's something that you can just simply keep as is, because it still functions well as the element that it is. So we're gonna move on to a different section of the house, and then we can continue with this little powwow. Who says powwow? This conversation. All right, so now you have worked out what you want in the room, what you want it to function as, what you want to keep, what you don't want to keep in the room, what you want to buy that's new, or what you want to upcycle. So you already know all these things. So it's time for you to measure out the room. Measure out from the height of the walls to the width of the room, length of the room, square meter of the room. You need these measurements for the fact that if you're buying new furniture, you don't want to buy oversized furniture or undersized furniture. Or if you're simply going to paint a wall, you need to know how much paint you need. Or if you're going to retile or change the floors, you know how much flooring material you're going to need. So it's always important to measure out your room, including the curtains. You learn what length curtains you want, what amount of width you want your curtains to be. So it's always important to measure out your room. And another thing that I want to make it a point, don't measure one wall and assume that the other wall is the same height as the other wall. I learned that the hard way. Measure everything. You can never over measure. So now that you've measured out your room and you already have more of an idea what you'd like to see in the room, it's time to put together your mood board. So what I like to use for my mood board is I like to use Canva. You can either use PowerPoint presentation or you can use Canva. And yes, there is a version that you can pay for and there's a free version. I use the free version. So I am going to show you guys how I work out a room and how to put together a mood board. So on Pinterest, I go right ahead and click the search bar and I start searching for whatever room I'm looking for inspiration for. So in this case, we're working on my living room. So we're going to type in living room ideas and see what other people's living rooms look like, what we like from the living room. We're not necessarily taking the whole concept of one person's living room, but we're looking at things that we're gravitating towards, things that we like, and then we're going to save it up in a pin or in a board that you created. So if you haven't used Pinterest before, you can create a board on your Pinterest per room and then or per whatever inspiration you're looking for, and as you go through Pinterest and you like something, you can save it into that board. And then once everything is done, you can go into that board and start downloading the pictures off of Pinterest. You can either create a folder for it on your PC, or you can just leave it as downloaded at the bottom. I'm going to show that to you right now. So you click on download and then it pops up at the bottom. I'm not sure about MacBooks, so I store products basically, but I'm just going to show you what I do on Windows. Then we're going to go to canva.com and start creating a mood board. You can search for mood board photo collages and you can get a lot of templates. You don't have to pay for it. You can get the free version, which is what I use, or you can get the pro version, which is paid for. You have more access to stuff, so it looks more like that. We're gonna go up. I'm just gonna select this template to show you guys that what you can work with. You can select a template and work with that, but however, we are not gonna be using a template. We're just gonna create from a blank page. So now that we have our blank page, we're just going to go right ahead and go to our uploads, drag whatever it is from a folder into the uploads. As you can see, it's uploading onto Canva, and then you can use whatever pictures you have uploaded on your Canva. You can drag it around, resize it to your liking. This is what I also like about Canva. You can rotate it, you can crop it, you can duplicate whatever you want, you can flip it. So basically I'm just pulling through everything that I've downloaded and saved on my PC for the room makeover, what I like about it. But yet again, just adding pictures is not enough. Sometimes you don't like say the picture with the console has a rug in it. I'm not saving it for the rug, I'm saving it for the console. So what I like to do is adjust my pictures to size so that I don't take up as much space on my page, because I try to keep my mood board as one page instead of many pages. That way I can tell what works and what doesn't. Now that I have a few pictures, I'm gonna select arrows. So you can just go in there and type in arrow, pick whatever arrows you want. Some are free, some you have to pay for. So if it has a crown on it, that means it's something that is for the paid account users, not for you if you're using a free account. So you can go for the free stuff like I am. Pick an arrow, you can rotate it if you like. And what I'm going to do is I am going to type in look for a rectangle or something that I can make notes on top of. So I'm just gonna look for a rectangle right now, and then go for one that I can at least change a color. So this one I see I can't change any colors on it, so I'm just gonna look for a rectangle that I can change color. Okay, this is a perfect rectangle. So this is what I mean, you can change color. You can make it black, you can change it to gray, you can change it to whatever vibe you're going for, your mood board that will be fitting for your color scheme or hues. And then you can just adjust the rectangle to whatever size you want. And I'm just putting it up here, and then we're gonna add a note for ourselves so that we know why we selected this picture, what are we drawing from the picture, whether it is the color of the console, or whether it is the rattan on the console, or whether it is the shape of the console. So it's good to make a few notes for yourself so you know what inspiration you're drawing from which picture, so you don't find yourself a bit lost as you're working on your makeover because you don't know why you added a certain picture or what interested you to that picture. So it's always good to make these notes. Or if you're creating a mood board for somebody else and you're designing somebody else's room, it's good to make notes for them to know that, okay, you like this for the whatever room, and the reasons why you picked that picture. So now that I've showed you step by step, I'm just gonna fast forward to how I create everything. You can just duplicate it and just type in everything you like. I like the texture of the rug. I like the lime washed walls with the panel, the wood slats or wood panels on the side. I like the floor lamp inspiration. So you can adjust size, you can move things around, so nothing is really permanent until you save it. Even if you save it, you can still come back and work on it, and this is what it looks like at the end. And you can just simply zoom it in, zoom out, and if you like it, you can download it, or you can just simply just save it on your Canva and look at it later. What I like about this is that it comes off in a PDF format, so if you wanted to share it as an attachment, it makes it very easy to share it. The reason why it's important to actually have a mood board is because you're able to see what items go together, what items don't go together before you even purchase them, and what you like in the room, whether it works together, or what you don't like in a room and you might want to change it out. It also gives you options of, if maybe you don't know what couch to go for, you can just basically mood board it, put all different kinds of couches that you like, and see what you prefer in the room with what you already have. That's the whole point of a mood board, and etc. More ideas of what's the point of the mood board. And in your mood board, you can personalize it. You can add measurements to your mood board, or you can just simply add things that can remind you what you're trying to go for. Say you're trying to go for the calm feel, or you're trying to go for a moody feel, or you're trying to go for a style that is maybe Japandi or craftsman or whatever. Just adding those elements to your mood board helps you remember that, you know what, don't go astray from what you're trying to get out of the room, how you're trying to feel when you walk into that room. Alright, so yes, never mind the fact that I really don't care much for wearing matching socks. Moving on, you have your mood board ready, and it's time for you to basically work out where to buy your items. So say you are moving into your home for the first time and you basically don't have much to work with, or you already have something to work with but you want a few elements. So now that you have your mood board worked out, it's time for you to work out where are you gonna buy these items. So it's always good to not just go with the first item that you see that is what you're looking for. Try and look for similar items. One thing that I will actually advise you on is the fact that At Home and Mr. Price Home have similar furnitures, but however, At Home is the high-end versions and Mr. Price Home is the affordable versions, which are still of quality, but it's a fair quality as opposed to At Home. Basically, you don't need to go store to store. You can either do that if you prefer that kind of window shopping, but what I like to do first is to start off on my PC and just basically look a window shop online to see what items I can get where. You can just simply type in your Google search bar, you're looking for a TV stand, and a few TV stands will pop up. You can just start. And what I like about just going into Google search bar is the fact that they show you different stores and what they're offering. That way you can know which stores to basically look out for, because they're catching you more of your attention than the other stores. But I usually go to At Home, Choreocraft, Mr. Price Home, Decofern. Those are my 4 go-tos. When it comes to Pep Home, I go for those nice touch-ups, those small little details that I want added to the room that is more of a decorative or inspiration kind of, not inspiration, like decorative elements that I just, you know, those little bits and pieces. That's what I like to go for at Pepom because they're very much affordable. So my whole point is start off online, and then you can map out which stores you'd rather go in person and see these items, and just so you can get a feel of it, see the actual color, because sometimes color of furniture can alter from what you see online to what you see in person. So you can just, now that you've worked out everything online, which stores you want to go to, which store has more of the items that you want to buy from. I do not advise that you buy furniture from one store. I advise that you go to different stores to buy your furniture. Have variety in your home. That way your home doesn't look like it's staged by Mr. Price Home or staged by At Home or staged by Choreograph. You still want to add your personality into your home as well as in your mood board. You don't have to, the point of a mood board is that when you see a room that you like, find out what you like about it and then take that element and add it to your room. Don't just take the whole room and copy and paste it, and now you have to have your home looking like Susan's home because you liked the walls in Susan's home, but you didn't necessarily like the couches and everything, but because the way she set out her furniture, it made it look so beautiful, so you want to go for that. Always put your taste into everything. So now that you know which stores to go to, you can go window shopping, go see it in person, feel it, touch it, sit on it, test it out, test drive it, whatever you want to do, just so you can work out whether you like those items or not before you splurge on them. That's one thing I like to do. I like to go out and feel out things before I buy them, because one thing, a couch can look good, but you never know if a couch is really comfortable until you sit on it. And I don't play. I go to the store and I basically sit on it the way I usually sit. I don't sit on this couch the way it's meant to be sat on. This is how I usually sit on the couch. So I'm gonna do that in the store. See how it works, how it feels. That's the kind of person that I am. So you've window shopped, you know what kind of furniture you're going for. You know more or less how much you're gonna be spending on that furniture. And it's also a good thing to go on their website to window shop, because last thing you want to do is to get to the store and find that it's something that's out of your budget. I'm not saying if it's out of your budget, don't go to the store, don't feel it out, but know already how much the prices are ranging at. So when you go to the store, you're not dumbfounded or you're not shocked. You can always test it out, feel it out, save up for that one item and buy it months down the line, weeks down the line. You don't have to necessarily have everything together in your makeovers. That is one thing that I've noticed about makeovers that I see. Just because it's one video that you watch and it's the entire makeover in one video, it's not necessarily something that people buy in one day and they have everything in the room. And we feel that constant pressure that your house needs to look pristine, that you want this room makeover to come together all in one day. Guys, we're sitting in my living room. I'm maybe halfway through my makeover, and this is just a sneak peek of it. It's not done, it's far from being done, and I've been pacing myself, and this has been a month's worth of makeover. And sure, you may see everything in one video, but it actually takes time to put pieces together. It takes time to buy furniture and all these kind of things. So don't feel pressured that you have to buy all your furniture in once, even when you do not afford to buy all your furniture at one go. Pace yourself. If you can only afford a coffee table now, buy that coffee table. If you can only afford a TV stand, buy the TV stand. But yet again, if you know what your vision is and you know where you're going, don't feel the constant pressure about people around you or the pressure that's on the internet that people are making makeovers in one video and within 20 something minutes. It takes time, it takes days, it takes as long as it needs to take to get it together. So do not feel pressure to buy everything at once. Alright, another thing I would like to emphasize the fact that just because you're working on a room makeover and you may not have certain items, you don't necessarily really have to buy new items. Sometimes you can buy secondhand items. And I do know that here in South Africa it's a little bit hard to go to thrift stores that are furniture based. Most of the thrift stores basically are talking about clothing or anything like that. In my case, you guys remember the couches, the chairs that I got from my late granddad and my grandmother. They own them. I asked for them, they gave them to me. I didn't really need to buy these chairs. So you can also go to your relatives. Get, I don't know, furniture from them. Maybe they're giving away certain furniture. You can just ask for whatever items it is. You don't necessarily have to buy something brand new, or simply you can, if you have something that you can work with in your home, you can just simply upcycle it. You don't necessarily have to buy everything brand new. You can repaint it, you can reupholster stuff, and that is the nice thing about the times we live in. It's not necessarily important or very, very much I don't know, more of a point to buy new items, because just like fashion, old trends come back. There's some styles that are like mid-century, that are always in fashion, that they're always gonna be on trend. They never go out of style. They're always those pieces that are just timeless. So you don't necessarily have to buy new furniture if you don't have the money for it. You can just work with what you already have, repaint it, repurpose it, or just simply ask for pre-owned furniture from your family if they no longer need it or anything like that. Or sometimes when you don't have money, sell whatever it is that you don't need anymore. Have that fund your new furniture item or furniture piece. And it is as easy as that. So basically what I wanted you to take away from this video is how I go into planning my makeovers, from how to create a mood board, to the ideas that come into mind, to the pressures of what I need that's brand new, what I don't need that I don't need to buy or anything like that, what I can upcycle, repurpose, what I can simply get from a relative or buy as a secondhand item. You don't need brand new items. You can just get secondhand items and, you know, revamp them. And sometimes some secondhand items, they're still in good condition. They don't need to be revamped because they're already the style that you like. So that is all that I need you guys to take away from this video. There'll be more in detail things as this makeover continues and as we start this makeover. So you don't need to panic about what paint colors to go for, what kind of things that you should go for, anything like that, or DIY like, because we're all about that, you know, DIY life, you know, not really buying new stuff. Well, not everything. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. If this video was very helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If there is any questions you guys have, comment down below. If there's any point that you think I missed, comment down below. If you just feel like commenting down below, comment down below. It is what it is. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy your day further, and don't forget to be kind, love, and light. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I think that's it from me. Bye.